Welcome into the Oh Health Yeah podcast, brought to you by Healthy is Wellness. As you all know, our mission is to empower you to take control of your health and elicit a little bit of curiosity in your life when it comes to the world of wellness. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you have loved ones or friends that you think would benefit from this, share it with them. Let's get this thing going. Welcome in, Healthy is Wellness family. We have an exciting episode today. We're going to be talking about a new challenge or a new step that we just dropped that ties into protein. So the challenge is called Healthy is More Protein. And the reason behind this card, the emphasis behind this card is increasing protein intake in people's lives. There's a ton of different benefits. You've heard us talk about the benefits of muscle in previous episodes. Protein is the building block of muscle, and it's extremely important for our body to have. One of the key things that I want to point out right from the jump here, unlike carbohydrates and fats, your body cannot store protein. So every single day, that 24-hour cycle, you want to intake enough protein to be able to maintain your muscle mass or gain your muscle mass within that 24-hour cycle. Carbohydrates and fats we store. Carbohydrates are stored in the form of glucose within muscles. Fat we store as body fat, but protein is not stored within the body. So every single day, our goal is to be able to incorporate enough protein in our life to help our bodies maintain muscle mass, or if your goal is to gain muscle mass, to increase muscle. As you guys know, protein helps when it comes to stabilizing blood sugar. It helps the body to gain muscle mass, and it also helps with satiety. The more protein you eat, the fuller you're going to fill. So I wanted to point that out right away because we often talk about protein intake in the morning or at the beginning of the day. Reason being, it helps the body to feel fuller. So naturally, we don't intake as many ultra processed foods throughout the day because we're feeling fuller from the protein rich breakfast. Some of the actionable items that we have on this protein card, it's one of those things where you can kind of pick a door. There's like 4 doors on the Price is Right, and you pick which one you want to choose. Door 1, eat 20 to 30 grams of protein with your first meal. So that first meal of the day, can you have 20 to 30 grams of protein?
What does 20 to 30 gram protein look like for your average person?
Ooh, it depends on what you eat. Eggs have about 6 grams of protein per egg. If you incorporate cheese, it incorporates a little bit more protein. Greek yogurts, they have yogurts that have 20 grams of protein. They have yogurts that have 15 grams of protein. But watch your sugar intake when you're intaking those yogurts. But 20 to 30 grams is dependent on what you're taking in. But like eggs have 6, cheese sticks have like 5-ish. Jerky can be a great one to have.
How much sausage would a person have to eat, or chicken, for example, for it to be like 20 grams?
Sausage is pretty calorically dense, so I don't know what it's dependent on the sausage. You'd have to look at the back of it.
That is what the
Yeah.
percentage.
Chicken's very lean, so it probably wouldn't be a lot of chicken, but look at that. Look at the nutrition facts on the back of that. I'm not 100% sure on the exact amount of grams per ounce of chicken.
Hey, that's my job. I'll look up what that would be to give them the information. You can
Sweet.
continue while I
Cool.
do that.
Love it. Second little door, second choice, eat protein with every meal. The emphasis on this is, can you include a palm-sized portion of high-quality protein with each meal? Reason behind that, like I said earlier, protein helps with satiation, but if you have it throughout the course of the day, if you emphasize it at every single meal, by the end of the day, you're hopefully going to be having enough. So, door number 2, eat protein with every meal. Door number 3, eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. The emphasis there is, if your goal body weight, let's say, is 200 pounds, can you get 1 gram of pound or 1 gram per pound of body weight? So if I'm 200 pounds, I'm looking for 200 grams of protein. It may seem like a lot, but what that third door allows you to do is quantify success based around a quantity. If you're the type of person that's analytical and wants a number to focus on, that's the number to shoot for. Can you have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight? The fourth door, or the final door, is my favorite. Eat animals that move as much as you do. When we think of protein intake, we can think of shakes, we can think of bars, we can think of protein chips, all these crazy things. But the fourth emphasis is, can you eat animals that move as much as you? Things like fish, things like elk, deer, certain forms of beef that move a little bit more, chicken that's open range. We want to emphasize animals that move more than we do because they have a ton of protein within themselves, and it's extremely bioavailable for the body. Those things like wild caught fish, grass fed beef, wild game have the highest quality amino acid profiles, and they're extremely bioavailable for the body so that when you intake them, not only are you getting the protein that you need, but you also get vitamins and minerals that back those things. So those are kind of the 4 doors of different protein things that you can take on based off of this healthy is more protein card. Zach, did you find quantity on chicken?
Yes, I did
Yeah. Okay.
actually. So there's a little protein cheat sheet I found,
Mhm.
and this is approximately 20 grams. Here's a bunch of common breakfast foods that would equal out, and their quantity is to equal about 20 grams of
Cool.
protein.
Sweet.
So 3 ounces of chicken breast, which is like just slightly smaller than the palm of your hand, I would say.
Nice.
4 ounces is typically measured as the palm of your hand, right?
Okay.
So 3.5 to 4 ounces of beef, 20 grams approximately. 3 ounces of
Mm.
cooked elk
Love
is
it.
20 grams protein. Pork sausage, 4.5 to 5 ounces is 20 grams protein. Now, to get away from the meat stuff, 3 large eggs is about 18 to 21 grams of protein. 7 egg whites is 20 grams protein ish. 1 cup of Greek yogurt is about 20 grams protein.
Yeah.
1 cup of cottage cheese, the same. 2.5 cups of 2% milk. Um, Turkey bacon, 7 slices. Regular bacon, 10 slices, but way more fat than protein with the regular bacon. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Those are good things to point out and good ideas for people too. And obviously we emphasize a lot about whole food sources. We're big believers in whole food being choice number 1, but if protein intake for you has to be a shake or a bar, you can still incorporate those things. If that's what's easiest for you, do it. If that's what's convenient. But what the goal is here is just try to get more protein. And then if you're able to utilize our machines or come in and see us or even dive into the way that you feel, see if it makes a difference for you. Because the odds are that incorporating more protein in your life is not only going to help with strength, with body comp, but also more importantly, energy, the way you feel, those type of things. Anything else you want to add?
one of the things that we've talked about in the past, if you guys have listened to the prior podcast about no sugar flour for breakfast, it ties directly into this protein challenge, right? Um, and you have a lot of people that will really die on the hill that they love, love, love to have oatmeal. It's something they've done for 20 years. And you and I talked about support. And I know you've mentioned the term food sequencing, right? So like, how would you tie that into this protein and the no sugar flour for breakfast challenge? If somebody's like dead set on having oatmeal or cereal for breakfast, how would you talk to them about that?
Ooh, it's dependent on the person. So if they're focused on both cards, where they're doing no sugar or flour for breakfast and protein, then our big emphasis would be can you break your fast with proteins and fats and then have your carbohydrate source after? I do this with my kids at home. We'll do an omelet and we'll do a bagel. And I'll challenge my kids, hey, before you eat your bagel, can you have your omelet? And they eat the whole omelet. What that allows us to do is dress up that blood sugar spike that comes from the carbohydrate source. So although the bagel is going to spike your blood sugar, if you have proteins and fats right before, it minimizes that blood sugar spike, which in turn causes less cravings after and less of a crash. So if we have people that are incorporating both of those challenges, do your protein and fat first if you can, and then have your carbohydrate source after.
Sweet.
Cool.
Perfect. All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Share with people that you think would benefit from it. Thanks all.